Back once again with Ethan Forman of the Gloucester Times to tell us all things happening in and around this city and Cape Ann at large. How you doing, Ethan?
I'm hanging in there. I'm hanging in there.
There's a
You're
lot
learning
going
a
on.
lot, right?
It's like going to law school and having to pass the bar
In about 2
next
weeks.
week.
Yeah, right.
Well, let's start off with a nice light story and the Community Impact Unit staying at the Y.
Well, they're not staying at the Y. They're moving to the Y. They're gonna stay at the YMCA. No, it's not actually the YMCA, but it is the community center downtown on Middle Street next to the old building.
Yeah.
And Lieutenant Nicastro was telling me that, and the chief was telling me that they were approached by the Y to go into that building right in the heart of downtown. They had been at Brown's Mall in about 300 square feet office space. And it was
right behind our studio, Ethan, literally.
Right.
It's a closet, a glorified closet.
The beautiful thing about Gloucester, I'll tell you, is everything is right there. It's just wonderful. So they were in a closet. It was 6 of them and a dog.
You love the dog, though. Yeah.
I haven't met the dog yet, but I think that's
Ace is great. Yeah.
So there were 6 of them and a dog. There was a Tito Rodriguez, their health navigator, they had a mental health specialist, 2 school resource officers, their community impact officer, Joe Parody, and Lieutenant Castro. And they were this unit was only started in 2020. And already it's grown.
Tell us, just refresh everybody for what the unit does, the Community Impact Unit. What's their mission?
It's very simple. It's just like, everyone knows about the Angel program. So it's an expansion of the Angel program. Angel program was great, it's focused on opioid addiction. And of course we have a follow-on organization called Parry. But what they are trying to do is there's other kinds of addictions as well. So you're going to offer a help to people who are struggling with substance abuse, but then also take all the other things that police do in the community, bring it out of one unit. So if the Young English program, they take kids out on the police boat. Police department has a wonderful boat. So over the summer, they take kids out, about 100 kids out fishing. Some of the kids have been out on a boat and they live in Gloucester. So it's all the different programs that they want to do in the schools. They had this program called, with COVID, they started the unit in February 2020. Yeah. And COVID hit. So how do they reach the kids? So they started this effort called SRO gaming, where the kids go online with the school resource officers, the police in the community impact unit, play in game, and if they win prizes for gaming, so they were able to do that. So they're able to connect with the kids, online.
Yeah, that was brilliant.
Do what you can. What kind of program can you do during, So they do all that stuff. And so why approach them about moving into this, I guess was a daycare facility, a daycare center, and 3,000 square feet. So I was lucky enough to go there, sit with Lieutenant Nicastro. He showed me his card. I wanted to show that to you as well.
Nice.
I got to get my hands on one of those.
I should have had him sign it. This is another part of the impact unit. They really want to get young kids to be familiar with police officers, so they're not, the first time they don't encounter them, they're not afraid of them. And there's no school resource officers in the elementary schools, so you can see the kind of work that they're doing. They're kind of trying to build a bridge to the kids, and I think it's a good idea. So now they have a lot of room. I went over to the unit yesterday. The high school kids, the carpentry students, were getting some real world experience building shells to hold the toys, the giveaway toys for this SRO gaming. So it's a win for the Y. It's a win for the police department. And of course the station, that lovely station on Main Street, may be undergoing a renovation project in the near future. It lacks female locker rooms, needs upgrade in HVAC. They're all using window air conditioners. So that space could also house some police operations as well.
Yeah.
So can I just, I did not see your article this morning in the Gloucester Times. I apologize for that. But is the Community Impact Unit taking over the entire YMCA building?
No, it's
Oh.
3,000 square feet in the community center.
Okay, okay, all right.
The old, the building, the Y that was the actual Y, we're not talking about that. Next door, there's the, it's the community center. I think there's some housing.
Okay.
And what they said one stop is there. So it's, in a sense, it's really good to have, I mean, if you think about it, to have police officers doing work in the community. I mean, the Community Impact Unit works with the homeless, people with mental health issues, substance abuse, and just to have it right downtown. I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, great move all around. Okay, thanks for that, Ethan. You want to talk about the CPA grants at all?
Yeah, I can't talk about all the projects off the top of my head, but what happened this week was the city of Gloucester has the Community Preservation Act. 1% of your tax dollars goes toward community preservation. Some money's put aside for affordable housing, for recreation, historic preservation. A lot of the projects that come before the Community Preservation Committee are for historic preservation. You would think, hey, 400 years old, here's the 399 years old, there's a lot of old stuff, So the City Council held 9 public hearings on Tuesday, approved about $600,000 in grant funding. One of the things, one of the projects that caught my eye was the Hammond Castle Museum's archway restoration. Yeah. And interesting thing about this is, being new to Gloucester, I didn't really know too much about Hammond Castle, and just going on the website and seeing what a treasure it is. Sort of this Game of Thronesy thing sitting right in the middle of. So they had requested about $110,000 toward a $220,000 project to fix the 12th and 13th century archways. I guess those are very famous archways. I guess you get married, you pose in front of the archways, And I thought, my God, like there's 12th and 13th century archways. I mean, America hasn't, Columbus hadn't shown up for another few hundred years.
Right. They were purchased by Mr. Hammond, I think. Yeah.
Obviously this was a guy who was super forward thinking. I mean, to create a museum like this and to have these wonderful treasures, and the city is using its community preservation tax dollars, but I mean, what a great thing,
Mm-hmm. Very cool. Okay, and lastly, Ethan, ward meetings about zoning.
Yeah, there's been a lot of discussion about the rezoning in the city, the proposal to increase heights in buildings down, in the downtown, create more 2 and 3 family conversions. You got a single family house and you want to convert it and you want to put it on an addition, you have to go through a special permit. Now the city's trying to say, hey, let's allow this by right. Let's allow you to build a 2-family in certain areas that aren't allowing it now. So it makes sense. So there's a bunch of ward meetings. Now, the first one was held last night. The idea is that people have concerns about this. Maybe they're concerned about what this could be to the quality of life in their ward. They can go to their ward council. Last night was the Ward 2 was already held. Now, probably if you go on the city's website, you can watch it. So all these meetings are public meetings, they're posted. So if you want to watch the Ward 2 meeting, that was last night with Councilor Tracy O'Neill. And I'm going to read from this. It's January 27th, Ward Councilor Sean Nolan. That's his meeting tonight. February 7th is Ward 3 Councilor Frank Majota. Ward 4 Councilor Gilman, Val Gilman, the council president. She's going to be holding her meeting on the 9th, February 9th. And on February 10th, Ward 1 Councilor Scott Memard is going to be holding his meeting. There will be another councilor on the meeting as well. And I think it's a good chance for people to weigh in. It's not a public hearing, and I just want to just stress this. In this process, these will eventually come to the city council for public hearings. This is just a way for people to learn more.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Okay, what you're working on now?
I totally forgot. I'm working on the community preservation.
There you go. Look at that.
Right.
That is what I'm working on. I'm trying to get a little sketch of all 9 projects out, just so people can learn a little bit more about where the funding is going. And, it's $600,000. The committee still has about $1.2 million in reserves. The great use of tax dollars, I think, for different projects. Enlarging the parking at Ravenswood is another one from the trustees. So we'll have that tomorrow.
Beautiful.
Great.
All right. Thanks for all your work this week, Ethan. It was great checking in with you. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks for everything.
Interested in a sponsorship? Email sponsor@1623studios.org to learn more.